In this video, I'm going to show you 30 words and phrases that will transform the way you talk about your likes and dislikes. You'll learn the exact meanings of all of these words and phrases, how to pronounce them like a native speaker, and you will see how to use this vocabulary in context with real-life sentences. Also, I have created a workbook with all of the information in this video, plus 5 bonus words which are not in this video and are really advanced. In the workbook, you will also find lots of practice exercises to help you learn these words and phrases. If you'd like to download the workbook for free, click on the link in the description. Just enter your name and email, and I will send the PDF of the workbook to your email address. Okay, let's get started. And the first of the 30 words or phrases is passionate about. Passionate about. Notice the pronunciation of passionate, pash. It sounds like the SH sound. Passion. So the I you don't really pronounce. Passionate about. This means to have very strong feelings of enthusiasm or love for something. And here are some example sentences. I'm passionate about environmental conservation and reducing waste. This person has very strong feelings about environmental conservation. My father is passionate about classical music and has a huge collection. What are you most passionate about in your life right now? So there's a question form for you. So just note here, passionate about. The next piece of vocabulary is fascinated by. Fascinated. So the C you don't really hear at all. Fascinated by. So note here the preposition by. And this means to be strongly attracted to or interested in something. So the girl here is very interested in the flamingos. She is fascinated by the flamingos. Here are some more examples. I'm fascinated by astronomy and often spend evenings stargazing. Are you fascinated by any particular period of history? I've always been fascinated by how different cultures celebrate special occasions. And the next item of vocabulary is keen on. Keen on. Notice how they go together, they're connected. Keen on. It sounds almost like one word. This means to be enthusiastic about or interested in something. It's very common in British English. I think less so in American English. I'm very keen on photography and recently invested in a new camera. Are you keen on trying new cuisines, or do you prefer familiar foods? She's rather keen on learning languages and already speaks 3 fluently. So here's the useful phrase here, rather keen, very useful collocation. And the next item of vocabulary is this idiom here, be over the moon about. Be over the moon about. This is to be extremely happy or delighted about something. So it's an idiom. Here's some examples. I was over the moon about getting the job offer after 3 interviews. My sister is over the moon about winning a trip to Japan. So she's extremely happy, like she's jumping up and down over the moon. I was over the moon about passing my driving test on the first attempt. This is a phrase, an idiomatic phrase that is most useful in speaking. It's not normally the case to use it in writing. To look forward to. Look forward to. This means to anticipate something with pleasure. So you're thinking about something that's going to happen in the future and you know it's going to be pleasurable, so you're looking forward to it. Here are some examples. I always look forward to the weekend when I can relax and spend time with friends. She looks forward to her morning coffee more than anything else in her routine. I know the feeling. Do you look forward to any particular season of the year? In my case, it's the summer. And the next item is appeal to. Appeal to. This means to be attractive or interesting to someone. So, for example, outdoor activities really appeal to me because I love being in nature. Does photography appeal to you, or do you prefer other creative hobbies? So is photography an attractive idea to you? Historical films don't appeal to me as much as science fiction or comedy. So they're not so interesting to me. They don't appeal to me as much as other movie types. And here is the next phrase, phrasal verb. It's to be a fan of. To be a fan of. And this means to like or to admire something a lot. So the people in the photograph are fans. I think they're watching a football match. So they are fans, but you can be a fan of things other than sporting teams. For example, I'm a big fan of podcasts, especially ones about science and technology, so I like them a lot. Are you a fan of any particular musical artist or band? I've never been a fan of horror films. They make me too anxious. And the next phrasal verb is attracted to. Attracted to. So notice there's two letters here, C and T. Attracted to. Quite difficult to pronounce. And this means to be drawn to or interested in something. And it's more than just romantically. You can be attracted to a person, so you love them romantically, but there are other uses too. I've always been attracted to careers that involve helping others. What kind of music are you most attracted to these days? I'm particularly attracted to vibrant colours when choosing clothes. That's the American spelling of colours there. And the next vocabulary item is be into. To be into, another phrasal verb. This means to be interested in or enthusiastic about something, and it's informal. It's a very informal verb. I'm really into photography right now and take my camera everywhere. Are you into any particular sports or physical activities? My brother is into vintage cars and spends weekends restoring them. And the next item is fond of. Fond of. And again, it sounds like one word that's connected here. Fond of. This is to like or to enjoy something. And it has a slightly formal connotation. Slightly old-fashioned as well, I think. I'm particularly fond of traditional food from my hometown. My grandmother is very fond of gardening and spends hours tending her plants. Are you fond of any particular genre of books, or do you read widely? And the next item is have a soft spot for. Have a soft spot for. And this is to have a special liking or affection for something or for someone. You have a soft spot for something or someone. For example, I have a soft spot for old black and white films, especially comedies. So a special liking, maybe in my heart. I have a special liking in my heart for old black and white films. So it's a soft spot. My mother has a soft spot for chocolate desserts and can never resist them. Do you have a soft spot for any particular country? So maybe you've lived somewhere or been on holidays somewhere and you have a special liking for that country or affection for the people there, so you would have a soft spot for that country. Be drawn to is the next verb. Be drawn to, and this means to feel attracted to or interested in something in a natural way, naturally. So this is the important thing to remember. It's a sort of natural feeling you have. You're naturally drawn to something or someone. I've always been drawn to the sea. I love the sound of waves. So I'm attracted to the sea in a natural way. It's part of my genetic makeup, perhaps. Or maybe I was born by the sea. What kind of books are you most drawn to? Which ones do you naturally most go for first? She's naturally drawn to creative activities like painting and crafting. Maybe her brain works in a particular way, a natural way to do those activities. Be mad about. Be mad about. Again, this is connected, a connected sound. Be mad about. And this means to be extremely enthusiastic about something. And it is an informal verb. Note the preposition about. If I said be mad, that is a completely different meaning to be mad about. As soon as you add about to the end of the verb, it makes the meaning quite different. I'm absolutely mad about jazz music. I can go to live performances whenever I can, so I'm extremely enthusiastic about jazz music. If I said I'm absolutely mad, that would be completely different. Yeah, that means you would be crazy and need to be, well, you need some help, perhaps. My nephew is mad about dinosaurs and knows all their scientific names. Are you mad about any particular sport, or do you just watch casually? Take pleasure in. Take pleasure in. This means to enjoy or feel happy about something. I take pleasure in simple things like having a cup of tea in the morning. She takes pleasure in helping others, which is why she volunteers regularly. Do you take pleasure in cooking? Or is it just a necessity for you? So take pleasure in. Get a kick out of. Get a kick out of. This is to derive pleasure or enjoyment from something, and it is an informal phrase. I get a real kick out of solving difficult puzzles and brain teasers. So, as you can see from this sentence, it's not about kicking something like in football. So when we talk about a kick out of something, it's a way of getting pleasure. It makes you feel happy and enjoy. So it's a mental thing, a kick out of. My mother gets a kick out of watching cooking competitions on TV. Do you get a kick out of adventurous activities? So like climbing, perhaps, or mountain biking. Do you get any pleasure from those things? Now let's look at some phrases for disliking. Can't stand. I can't stand. This is to strongly dislike, to not tolerate. In particular, to not tolerate. You really, if you can't stand it, you cannot tolerate it. I can't stand waiting in long queues. It makes me really impatient. She can't stand spicy food and always asks for the mild option in restaurants. I honestly can't stand reality TV shows. I find them quite boring. Should be a full stop here, by the way. Loathe. Loathe. So this is a th sound. Loathe. To dislike greatly is what it means. It means to feel disgust or hatred for. It's a very, very strong verb for disliking something. I loathe waking up to an alarm clock. It's such an unpleasant way to start the day. She loathes waiting in traffic and always tries to find alternative routes. I loathe cleaning the bathroom. So remember, this is to dislike greatly, very strong. So there are probably only a few things you absolutely loathe doing. Detest. Detest. This has a very similar meaning to loathe. This is to dislike intensely, and it's stronger than hate. I think it's about the same, or maybe slightly softer than loathe, but they're both very similar. I detest getting up early on weekends when I could be sleeping in. My brother detests mushrooms and picks them out of any dish, so he won't eat them. I absolutely detest long flights, especially ones with multiple layovers. Can't bear. Can't bear has a similar meaning to can't stand, is to be unable to tolerate or unable to endure something. I can't bear the sound of people chewing loudly. It really bothers me. I can't tolerate it. I can't endure the sound I can't listen to it for a long time. She can't bear watching sad films because they make her too emotional. I can't bear the winter. It's so dark and cold. So can't bear. But often when you speak it in a natural way, the T is dropped because of this T and B. So when you pronounce it, it sounds like can't bear. There is a glottal stop here. Can't bear. And find unbearable. Find unbearable. Very similar meaning to can't bear. This is to consider something impossible to tolerate or endure. So it's even stronger than can't bear. I find extremely hot and humid weather unbearable and prefer cooler climates. So you can see here the two parts of the phrase are split. She finds it unbearable when people talk during films at the cinema. So again, you find something unbearable. Do you find any particular noises or sounds unbearable? So again, find unbearable. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. This is an idiomatic phrase which means something you don't enjoy or are not interested in. It's quite a weak sounding verb. It's not a very strong dislike. Action movies aren't really my cup of tea. I prefer thought-provoking dramas. So I don't hate them, I don't loathe them. They're just not my cup of tea. Camping isn't my cup of tea. I prefer staying in hotels. Social media isn't my cup of tea. I prefer meeting people face to face. So I don't enjoy social media. I'm just not interested in it. I prefer doing something else instead. Have no time for. This is another idiomatic phrase, and it means to dislike or disapprove of something. It's not to do with time, as in your watch or the clock. For example, I have no time for people who are constantly late without apologising, so I just dislike those people. In a way, it means I don't want to spend time with them because I dislike them. My father has no time for modern art. He prefers classical styles. I don't have any time for social media. It's so divisive. So this third sentence I wrote, because it shows you the meaning here, it doesn't mean I don't have the time for social media because I'm busy. It's because I disapprove of it. I disapprove of social media because it's so divisive, so I don't have any time for it. Be turned off by. Be turned off by. Again, this is connected here. Turned off. Turned off. This is to be repelled or disgusted by something. So it's quite strong. I'm turned off by overly competitive people. I prefer cooperation. She's turned off by violent films and never watches them. I'm turned off by mushrooms. They're grey and slimy, so I'm repelled by them. I don't want to eat them because they're grey and slimy. Find something tedious. To find something tedious. This means to consider something boring or monotonous. For example, I find long meetings particularly tedious, especially with no clear agenda. So tedious. The E here sounds like the double E sound, tedious. And this weird pattern of vowels here, I-O-U, is pronounced us, tedious. So T-D, us. So really the U isn't pronounced at all. Do you find any subjects at school or university especially tedious? She finds ironing tedious, but doesn't mind other household chores. So here you find something tedious. Find something tedious. And you have especially tedious, particularly tedious. In the workbook, you can see some more collocations, not just for tedious, but for all of the words. So don't forget to download the workbook. But there are some more words and phrases. So be addicted to. Be addicted to. This means to be extremely enthusiastic about something. But it can refer to drug addiction as well, so be careful on the use. But here's an example of how you can use be addicted to for liking something. I'm completely addicted to crime podcasts and listen to them every day. My brother is addicted to playing chess and challenges everyone he meets. Are you addicted to any TV series at the moment? So while I'm recording this, there's a TV series called Black Mirror, which I'm addicted to. I keep watching it. Have a thing for. Have a thing for. This is to have a special interest or preference for something, and it's an informal phrase, so more likely to come in speech rather than writing. I've always had a thing for old bookshops with their unique atmosphere. My father has a thing for classic cars and knows all the models and makes. Do you have a thing for any particular style of architecture? So it could be related to your preferences, your hobbies, basically a special interest that you have. And here is one that is neither like or dislike. It's be indifferent to. Be indifferent to. If you are indifferent to something, then you have no strong feelings either way about that thing. For example, I'm fairly indifferent to what we have for dinner tonight. I'll eat anything. She's completely indifferent to fashion trends and wears what she likes. Are you indifferent to the weather, or does it affect your mood? Take an interest in. Take an interest in. This means to become interested in something and pay attention to it. So to become, if you take an interest in, you become interested in something. For example, I've recently taken an interest in local history and joined a heritage group. My son has taken an interest in cooking and helps prepare dinner. Have you taken an interest in any new hobbies lately? Enjoy nothing more than something. Enjoy nothing more. This is to particularly enjoy a specific activity above all others. So it's the best thing that you have, that you like. I enjoy nothing more than a long walk in the countryside on autumn days. So I enjoy it above everything else. She enjoys nothing more than curling up with a good book on rainy weekends. Do you enjoy nothing more than spending time with family on holidays? And finally, derive satisfaction from. This means to get pleasure or enjoyment from something, and it's slightly formal. I derive great satisfaction from completing difficult tasks successfully. She derives satisfaction from helping her students understand complex concepts. Do you derive satisfaction from creative activities or more practical ones? And that's the last of the 30 words and phrases for likes and dislikes. Remember to download the workbook to review everything that we've covered in this video, and you'll get the bonus words and you'll get all the practice exercises with the answers, which will help you learn all of these words so that you can use them yourself and understand them yourself. Remember, the link to the workbook is in the description below this video. So hope you enjoy the workbook, and I'll see you in the next lesson.